Okay, so my name is Suhani actually, and I am the host for this session. Thank you all for joining. But still, we'll wait for 5 minutes because everybody is joining, and we can't start without everybody, I guess. Jesus is also with me. So, till then, you can do one thing. You can drop your names in the chat box with the cities you're coming from, so that me and Jesus would be knowing that how far you people are coming for this session actually. So that would be very glad if you can just drop your name with the cities. I'll wait for 5 minutes and then we can start. I hope I was audible. So I can see people joining. Uh, I just wanted you to drop your names with the cities you're coming from so that me and Jesus would be knowing that how far you people are coming from for this webinar. That would be great. Hi Jayashree, hi Maria, hi Mayank, hi Susant, hi Arun. Great to see you all. Please drop your name with the cities. Hello, everyone. Okay, Neil is from Pune region, I guess. Someone has typed, okay, Maria from Barcelona. That's great. Love, lovely. Okay. Arun is from Bangalore. Hi, Arun. I guess we should be starting in 2 minutes, Jesus. I hope I'm right. Hi, all. Keep writing in the chat box. We'll be like happy to know from how you people are coming to attend the session. So I already mentioned my name is Suhani and I am the host for this session. And thank you all for joining this session today. So before we get started, here's a quick question to think about actually. And I wanted you all to think, is your AppSec team spending more time chasing alerts than fixing the real issues? If yes, you're not alone. Modern development moves fast, and so do threats. Yet security teams are like I can say teams are stuck juggling into fragmented tools. Like endless vulnerabilities are there, list and unclear priorities, leading to the delays, burnout, and rising risk over there. That's actually why we are here today with Jesus. Okay, so the webinar topic today is prioritize, remediate, succeed. How modern teams save time in AppSec. Please, you're free to stop me. You can drop a chat in the chat box if you're not able to listen me. If there's any kind of a technical issue, our team is sitting there to help you out. Okay. If there is any like technical issue coming in between, any internet issue, anything, you can just drop a text in the chat box and we'll be able to help you. So I've already mentioned the webinar topic. In this session, you'll learn how leading organizations are turning AppSec chaos into clarity using smarter prioritization, automation, and real-time visibility to save hours, ship faster, and strengthen security. So what you are going to learn in this session, I'll just cut to cut, I'll tell you the points. Okay, so how to cut through alert fatigue. Okay, to focus only on the vulnerabilities that are truly, you can see matters, that are important to you. Strategies to accelerate remediation with developer friendly insights. Okay. Third point, what we will talk about is how to build a scalable AppSec program across the teams, tools, and pipelines. Fourth pointer, what we'll discuss is real time examples of faster, measurable security outcomes. Okay. Moving on to the very important thing, our speaker for today's session, Cuadrado, a key leader in the evolution of ASPM, Application Security Posture Management. So Jesus helps organizations to gain full visibility and drive true risk prioritization. With a customer-first data-driven approach, he empowers DevSecOps teams to secure at scale without slowing down the innovation. That is very important. So coming up in a few moments, Jesus will also give you a walkthrough of the live demonstration. You can just see the first hand how modern teams are simplifying AppSec, saving their valuable time. With that, let's dive right in. Jesus, over to you. I
Okay.
hope I was clear to you, like I was able to
No,
meet the
thank you very
pointers.
much, Xygeni. It's a pleasure to be today with you, and thank you everybody for being with us today to try to take some tips for the day to day on their work. For me, it's more than enough if they have some ideas or some new knowledge about how to prioritize and how they can apply some remediations or learn about new concepts. Just for the session, I would like just to introduce just a few slides just to explain the context and to explain what we are going to show into the practical session, because we want to show the tool in action, just to not just to show theory, but to see how it works in the reality and how easy is to find the important things and to solve them. Okay, how we very quickly in a few minutes we can remove or solve all the critical issues in your day-to-day. So just to try to support this problem that you have introduced regarding the amount of risk and alerts that we are receiving every day. Just to put some context, okay, these are data from last year. As you can see, we have a lot of different secrets that are leaked across all our software. Current solutions only search monthly in the source code, and even in that cases, we are having a lot of leakage of secrets. Most of them are still active because we are not realizing that we have lost them, and we are not putting a solution of revoking them or rotating them and this kind of thing. So it's something that is very important, and the solution of the secrets is quite difficult because it's not enough with removing the secret from our code or whatever. We have to rotate the secret across all the platform to ensure that our infrastructure is secure. So this is a very important thing. The other part is, or the other point where we receive a lot of different vulnerabilities is in our code. 60% of our application has some known flaws regarding SQL injection, command injection, problems with cross-scripting, and a lot of different things. Okay, so it's a thing that we have to manage. Other important point is, sorry, I put secrets there, but just to mention the third-party components. At the end, the components that we are using, our application, usually between 70 and 80% of our application is going to be third-party components. Okay, we are using this as a big part of our application. And today, the components is the main way of attacking our application, just to introduce there some malware, any exfiltrator of information to do the attack later. If you have in mind, a few weeks ago, we have an attack to the NPM packages. So someone attack or access to our secrets through a package. Okay, so we have to put a lot of attention into this part, to the third-party packages. Last year, we discovered more than 500,000 malicious packages, okay, published in the different registries, maybe NPM, that is the most critical one, IP packages, and all these things. So at the end, we are receiving a lot of vulnerabilities from my code, a lot of vulnerabilities from malicious components, secrets that I exfiltrated. So what is actually impacting my security, how I can focus on that part, and how we can solve it as soon as possible. For this, we have in the solution several support tools to you. Okay, I'm going to show here, just introduce the concept, but we are going to see these things later. So just to very quickly, we have smart funnels just to focus on what is most important. So we are going to have the important things in the right. We are going to build our own prioritization criteria with important things that are for critical for the prioritization, as reachability and exploitability, for example. Not all the vulnerabilities in the components affect our security, so we have to focus on the ones that are affecting and improving or making damage in our application. For the rest, we can ignore them. We have to save time to focus on what improves my security posture, okay? And we have a lot of different ways to do it. Once I focus on the important things, I have the possibility to remediate these vulnerabilities automatically. We are going to see how the platform can create different pull requests to upgrade the version of the components to the version that solve the vulnerabilities. And even we can see if we can migrate to a newer version or something that improves even more my security, okay? So we can see all these things. For the SAST, for our vulnerabilities, we don't have deterministic way to solve it, so we need to apply some artificial intelligence model. We are going to see also how, with these models, we can analyze the intention of the code and we can find the things that we have to change. So in this moment, we are going to suggest the final content of our file, and we are going to create this pull request also, okay? This is just to support people that doesn't have the knowledge, doesn't have time, or whatever, okay? The idea is to save hours, so the developers only have to review and approve or reject the solution. And then we put this in a continuous cycle just to close. I detect everything automatically and I solve everything automatically, just to have the backlog as clean as possible in an automatic way. So we have to put manual effort in the things that the system cannot do by itself, okay? So with this, let me switch to the demo and the practical view. I'm going to start because we have seen at the end, I've shown the graphical user interface, that is the vision for the view to the DevOps manager or the responsible for the security point, but we have to start supporting the developer, okay? So all these things, detection, remediation, and everything has to be near of the developer. So to start the practical session, we have here, this is the IDE, okay? Very simple. We have created a simple application. It's a web application, just with a form, some controller that saves the data in a database. Okay. In this case, we have here the workflows to build everything. We build the application, and then we have here the scanner, our scanner. We have several options, but even we can stop the build in case we detect something that is not allowed in our application. So we can see into details. I'm going to show the basic things for prioritization and remediation, but if you want to see anything in the platform or ask for anything, probably we can do even a later session with Meteonic to explain to you more details or whatever. Okay. At the end, what we have here is let's say the build workflows. We have the control to break in case to break the build in case of having any issue with the things, and we have the source code. Okay, we have installed our plugin from the marketplace, and we have done some scans. In the scans, we have detected several vulnerabilities. If you see here, you click on the vulnerability and you are going to go directly to the place where you have the problem or you have the vulnerability. And you can see here some explanations that we are going to see later. We are going to have some explanation, the detector, some tags to inform about the OWASP and other standards that are affected by this vulnerability, access to external documentation, okay, and this kind of thing. So the thing or the important thing is, okay, how I solve this? Okay, it's critical. I have to solve this before doing the commit, for example. So how can we support? We can switch to the fixed, and we can ask for the remediation to the platform. We are going to see now how the solution is working. Okay. Oops. Sorry, because I'm having some issue with the license. Well, this is of the direct approach. I'll try to do it now. I'm going to try to restart. Okay. Then I have the same capabilities to here to the for the SCA. Okay, you can see here the detail and all the information for this part. Okay, I'm going to try to refresh the license later to show you how we can solve it. Okay, so I can ask also for the fix here, and we are going to see how we replace this part. And then we have also information about the CI/CD that are related to configuration of the pipelines and whatever. This is something that the developer cannot solve, but we have also information on detection of secret leakage, okay, in this part. So at the end, we have here one secret or a couple of secrets. These are secrets that I have in GitLab, for example, and you can see all the details. In this case, this first one is verified. The second, the other one also is verified. This means that it's valid secret in GitLab, okay? And then we have other that are, this is invalid. So we have validated that we have confirmed that it's inactive. This is something that is similar, but we are not doing or signaling it because it's not actually a secret that is valid. Okay, so we have removed all these things, all these topics, and we have detected everything very quickly. Okay, we can do, or in case of the developer is working with Copilot, for example, okay, we have integrated also some MCP server. In this case, we are going to see here that we have the MCP server that is going to support detection of vulnerabilities in the code that is generated by our Copilot agent, for example. So we are going to collaborate or to manage or to find important things through this agent, or the agent can validate if the code that is generating and suggesting to our request is secure. Okay. To do this, we can ask for searching for vulnerabilities. Example, detect. Okay, so now he has detected that he has the SAST vulnerabilities. We are going to ask for detection of these vulnerabilities. He's now analyzing the project. He's working with the content in the local, okay, path. I ask for all the vulnerabilities, so he has enough intelligence to ask for all the different type of secrets and all the type of different vulnerabilities. I'm going to skip just to go quicker for the demo. Okay. He has detected, or we have answered with the vulnerabilities that we have found, that they are these ones. Okay. So we have this SQL. From this point, you can also ask to, for example, fix the number one. So he's going to work to provide a solution, okay, for these secrets. Okay. We can ask for vulnerabilities in the third party. Okay, he has detected these other vulnerabilities. Also, we can say again the same. For example, fix the number two. Okay, and he's suggesting the changes to upgrade to the specific version that solves the vulnerability. Okay, so this is the way that in case you work with this part or with the copilot, you can collaborate to detect and to try to solve what is most critical. We provide all the details with the severity and additional information for prioritization, like this reachability, exploitability, and these attributes. And Copilot uses information to support the prioritization and focus on what is more relevant for the customer. Okay, so this is how we can work and we can support the day-to-day of the developers without adding new tools and supporting the day-to-day from the current tool that they use. Okay, we can switch also, or we can see now the view of the DevOps. Okay, in this case, this is the platform, the day-to-day user interface for the people that is reviewing the security, the evolution of the project, security, the most critical thing. This is the project that we have seen in the other side, that is this repository. Okay, the idea is here we can start. This is our security posture with the overview and all these kind of things. Okay, we have all the details with the summary information about where is the place and some other information, and the DevOps can start doing the drill now. Okay, let's see what are our vulnerabilities in the project. We can see, first of all, that we have some malware at the beginning. This is the most critical thing that we have to solve. Okay, we have here all the vulnerabilities prioritized by actually impacting my application. So if I want to go one by one manually, I have to check all these lists one by one issue. But we have some better approach. That is the smart funnel that we have introduced before. Here we have different possibilities to see by severity, by category, okay, of the different type of issues and all the details. And the idea is, okay, how can I clean what the most relevant or the most impactful risk in my application with the funnel? I have here some important things. I mentioned before the reachability and the exploitability aspects of the prioritization. Reachability. Why the reachability is so important? At the end, vulnerabilities are associated to specific parts of a component, for example, okay, or in my application, and a specific part of the code and something like that. So the thing is, something is reachable in a third-party component, for example, if in case the traditional solutions or the standard software composition analysis are going to say that I have to solve all these vulnerabilities, the 59. The thing is, actually, only 33 are affecting to my application. This means the part of the vulnerable part of the component is something that I'm not using from my application. My application is only using secure part of the component. So as I'm not using that vulnerable part, no one can use that vulnerable part to attack my application. This translates in, to make my application secure, I have to solve these 33 vulnerabilities. The rest until the 59, I can ignore it. I can solve those vulnerabilities, but I'm not going to improve my security posture. So let's focus on what is actually improving and securing my application, and the rest is time that I can save. In average, we are going to save between 50 and 70% of the effort that we usually need with other tools. Okay, and the other important part is if something is exploitable or not. Not all the vulnerabilities are or have the same urgency. For example, exploitability in the software composition analysis refers to the interest of attackers for those vulnerabilities. If I put my application into production, these 6 exploitable vulnerabilities are going to be the focus of attackers. If I put something in production with these vulnerabilities, I'm sure that they are going to be attacked and probably exploited. So this is the most urgent thing I have to solve. Okay, to do that, I can do it manually, automatically, depending on the vulnerability. But this is the urgent thing. Once I solve this vulnerability, I have to solve the rest. But the probability of some vulnerability of this group that could be interesting for the attackers is going to be minimum. Minimum is below 5%. So I'm going to increase my security a lot. So my strategy should be solve as soon as possible everything that is exploitable and try to remove the critical things in the reachability part. Okay. For this, how can we support the SAST part? This is the same approach that I'm doing from the IDE, okay, but done from the web user interface. I can select, this is the vulnerability. I have all the information here. This is a critical vulnerability. In this part, I can go directly to the code. If you remember, this is the same point and the same content that we have in the IDE. And I'm going to close to or ask for fix the vulnerability. I'm going to create a pull request. Okay. I'm going to continue. The next one is another problem with the SQL. I'm now downloading the content from the repository. I'm passing it through the artificial intelligence model, and I'm doing the pull request with the changes. Okay, this is the diff. I'm going to create another thing, and finally, the last vulnerability that is also critical. I'm going to do again the same thing. This is working now with our artificial intelligence model, but the system has the capability to integrate with the artificial intelligence model of the customer. We support a wide variety of different providers and models. So in case you want to use your own model or you have something in your organization, we can connect these mechanisms with your internal solution. So everything is going to work completely private and there is no problem with that. Okay, see how we are going. If we go to the pull requests, yes, we have these 3 pull requests that we have just created now. Okay, okay, we have solved. We have to approve the pull request, okay, and rescan, but we have managed these 3 important things. We have now with the sobrecomposition analysis, as we mentioned before, the idea and the most urgent thing is to solve what is exploitable. Okay, we have this malware that has to be removed. Removal, we cannot do it manually because of the impact. But let's select, okay, I want to focus on what is exploitable. I'm going to select, I can do the fix one by one. Okay, in the same way, for this fix, I know that the vulnerability is fixed in the version 6 for this component, okay? So I can do a pull request one by one, but I'm going to do it very quickly with just one bulk operation. I have detected from all the things that I detected or I selected, I can solve it automatically. This 4, I can create different pull requests or just one pull request to have all the changes inside. Okay, so I'm going to have this. Let me check. We should have here a new version bumping. Okay, this is the version bumping to upgrade 4 dependencies. If we enter inside, we are going to see the description and everything that we are doing and these things. Okay, so we have it. I'm going to merge the things. So now, as I'm integrating all these changes, I'm removing the vulnerabilities. Okay, so we have this part. The next one important thing that we were mentioning is the secrets, okay? In this way, if you remember, we had 3 secrets. 2 of them were verified. For example, this is the critical one. And if you remember, this is the same information. So the developers and the responsible for managing the security has the same information, can work in their respective tools. We are minimizing the impact in the daily workflow. Okay, so we have all the information. This is verified and all these things. Okay, this is the other. We have detected event is inside the comment and these kind of things. Just to show you, we have these are the secrets. I'm going to reload. You can see here the valid 1 and valid 2 in the comment. That are the secrets that we have here. And this is another that is in another part of the thing. We can see even in the information level, okay, we have this one that, if you remember, is something that was inactive. This is important because the inactivity, with the inactivity, we remove the severity to information level. So you don't focus on that important because it's not important and no one can use those secrets to attack your infrastructure. So we cannot solve the secrets from our platform because we don't have the value. We are not importing or uploading any source code to our platform. The scanner is working in your private infrastructure, so everything is private. This is a hybrid deployment, although the user interface is in the cloud and is something that is accessible from the cloud. Everything is private. You are not, or your code is not leaving your infrastructure. Actually, you are not having any leakage of anything from proprietary rights and everything else. So we have to solve this from the scanner part. For that, if you remember, we can automate how we do the automatic or continuous correction. For that, we have the bot. The bot, the autofix bot, is something that we can configure to run automatically, and we can configure also the things that we want to solve. For example, I had configured until now to solve SAST and SCA. That is something that we already solved. We are going to configure to solve the secrets, okay? You can configure to solve every pull request or in a daily basis. For example, you are all the day gathering vulnerabilities, and during the night, you schedule the bot to launch the remediation. So in the morning, the development team has the list of pull requests just to review and approve or reject the changes and the solutions proposal. In this case, we are going to update the configuration just to solve the secrets, okay? Now, if we go to the repository, we can see that we have the scanner and we have here the bot, okay? We have the configuration of the bot here, okay? The configuration, we can show or we can set additional parameters to fine-tune the strategy for the remediation if we want. In this case, we are going to run the remediation for secrets, okay? So it's now launched. We have here that is the bot is running. We are running with the option for auto remediate the secrets in this case. That is the configuration. We have found the secrets and we have revoked the different things. So if we reload here, okay, you can see that we have revoked the secrets, so we are protecting our infrastructure, okay? The systems that support this secret solution, for example, need some capabilities to do this automatic revocation or rotation. We support most of all of the systems that has this capability, but if your organization has a specific solution for secret management, like a vault or something like that, the solution of the playbooks can be customized. So you can integrate this automatic rotation or revocation in your organization. The idea is to reduce at minimum and to have something that automatically discover a potential secret leakage and solve it as soon as it's exfiltrated. So we are reducing the exposure window at minimum, and you are going to be protected. And there is some statistic that says that in 3 minutes, a bot is capturing any exfiltrated secret. So this is important to reduce at minimum, okay? So we have everything solved. We can try to, again, to scan from here. For example, we are going to launch the scanning just to update the volumes of to confirm that we have solved everything. Okay. This is the scanner that is now running. Everything is working. Okay. So at the end, what we are done is just to reduce and removing everything that is reachable and exploitable, just to have low risky topics or these kind of things. And I think that the key to this is if we don't have automation and we have to do everything automatically without prioritization, reviewing everything, this is what is the usual way of working. Okay, so we are going to manage or to review thousands of alerts. We are going to have a very high number of false positive. We are going to invest a lot of hours in manual activities for triage, for analysis, for writing the remediation. So we have teams that had like 30 people doing this type of activities, and they are reducing just a few of them. Okay, and these people is now doing more productive activities like coding, developing, testing, and this kind of thing. And what is most important, not only saving hours and time, but are we doing what is important for the security and for the productivity of the team? So at the end, with this prioritization and automation capabilities, we are reducing the false positive and the things that we have to solve. As you remember, probably we are focusing on the 10% of the things that are the things that we have to solve. We are doing, we can demonstrate that we are focusing on the important things with database decision using reachability, exploitability, and all these things. And we are discovering what is important just in seconds, just with one view. And with this automation, we have a continuous integration of the discovery of the things, but we can also remove most of the things automatically, continually. So in the tool or in the things that we have to review manually, we are going to have only the things that cannot be solved, and it's going to be a very small set of things. So the idea is let's focus on the 10% of important things that are actually importing my application, and let's remove the noise, and let's focus on developing new things, doing innovation, and doing all these things. I do, and well, this is don't forget to activate all the automations just to have all these things. Okay. I don't know if there is specific questions to check something more specific in the platform, or questions about how to do things, or about our experience putting this to work with teams in the actual world.
Okay, thank you so much, Jus, for this lovely walkthrough for the Xygeni part. So anyone who's having a question to Jesus regarding Xygeni part, so they can drop their question in the chat box. He is there to answer the question. So guys, you can drop your questions in the chat box. I'm here. Okay, so I can see one question there in the chat box already. Okay. Is it possible any developer ID support Xygeni like Usual Studio 2022 and Eclipse plugin? Am I audible to you?
Yeah, it was mute. Sorry. Yes. I saw the Visual Studio Code plugin. Okay, but we are developing, or you have also, we are developing now. We are releasing now IntelliJ also plugin. Eclipse is going to be ready by this year, probably in December. Visual Studio is the next one that will be available also at the beginning of the next year. Okay, so the idea is just to have more plugins, because at the end detection is something that it's easy, but the idea is we want to include remediation, interaction with the agents that these environments has, and something that is important that we are developing also is that we are putting more functionalities in the plugin just to request for muting a vulnerability or detecting if or validating if they can migrate to a newer version of a component without breaking the application. So all these automations that we can do are going to be available also in the developer side. But yes.
Okay. Thank you for answering that, Jules. I hope, Susan, the question is answered. If there is any doubts, you can just simply drop it in the chat box. So there's a next question coming from Shivanareshwaran. Can we import a SBOM report generated from a different solution in Xygeni to track the license and security risk?
Well, it's something that is for the release of this queue, but what we do is now is we can generate the SBOM report in SPDX and CycloneDX, and we include there the information about license, information about maintenance also, and all the vulnerabilities. The VDR is integrated in the SBOM, so you have or you can check everything continually. Yes, so I think that we can say that yes, we can check it. But yes, the import from a third-party tool for the SBOM is something that is going to be ready by the end of this queue also.
Okay. And thank you for answering that question. I hope sure that is answered for you. If there is any doubt, do let me know on the chat box. There's a third question coming from Mariano. So he's asking, does Xygeni protects against malware? If so, how does it do so?
Well, this is an interesting question. Yes, we have shown or we have focused the session on the detection of vulnerabilities. Okay, and yes, this is the traditional focus of application security tools. Xygeni has this duality that is not available in other tools, that is protecting against malware, but malware in a wide sense of the word, because we protect malware or we detect malware in the code of the application, in the components, in the container images, and in the pipelines. That is, at the end, the pipeline is also like an application and is built with source code and is vulnerable. There is a WASP top 10 for CI/CD, so we can attack the pipeline to modify the way we build our artifact. This is based on our technology for doing this analysis of the components, and we can detect this evidence of malicious code in all these elements. In addition to this, for the sovereign composition analysis part that we have mentioned, that is the principal way of attacking our application today, we have also an exclusive technology that detects a known malware in the moment of the publication in real time. This means we subscribe to the public registries, Maven, NPM, packages, PyP, and all this. And every time that someone publishes a new component or a new version of the component, we download this component and we analyze it. This means we don't have to wait to have something reported in the database. So, for example, we have our internal database about the components that we are detecting. For example, these are from today. Okay, the idea is we analyze these components and we exploit information like the reputation of the publisher, maintainers, the evidence that we detect in the automatic analysis. Okay, for example. We detect strange use functions I'm seeing here. We have all this information, and with this, we estimate if something could be malware or not. If we consider that something is malicious, we are going to put it in quarantine. Okay, as you can see here. Quarantine, this means that if we detect that you are using this version of this component, we are going to raise an alert that you are using a malicious component in your application, and you can stop the build. Okay. In the first 24 hours, our team analyzed the component manually and confirmed that this is a malware. And in this moment, is notified to the public registry. The public registry has their internal processes to confirm, validate, and finally remove and generate the security advisor and these kind of things. But the thing is, from the moment of the publication until the registry finish the review and remove everything, take days or even weeks or even months, okay, in some cases. So the customers that use traditional solutions based on information in external databases like MVD or other similar are going to be unprotected during this time. With this technology, with this real-time 0-day malware attacks protection, we are going to protect our customers from the moment of the publication. Okay, so we are going to have, yes, this is something that is also something quite differential.
Okay, thank you, Jules, to answer this question. I hope, Mariano, the question is answered for you. If there is any doubt, you can simply like drop that in the chat box. Okay, there is one more question coming from Arun. Arun is asking just that which client segments would you position in Xygeni, considering today's competition when most of them claims to be best with added features towards automation? What's the USP for Xygeni?
Right. Our well, all this technology is proprietary from Xygeni. This means we have built all the engines, all the rules, all the detections, and everything from the scratch, okay, based on the experience of our team. So this is the first differential approach. We have proprietary technology with total control on performance, precision, customization capabilities, and everything. Other new tools are based on open source tools that can be customized, but didn't have advanced capabilities like painting across different files, or they are not good at precision in the secrets detection. They are not searching in the history. They don't have some other capabilities. So this is the first point. Okay. These capabilities that we are showing, not only automation, but other like sign-on integrations and these advanced capabilities, position us more for mid and enterprise market. Okay, although we have we have good presentation also in the small companies that search for something that is easy to put in place because the integration and starting to use the solution is very quick. But the capabilities are advanced and covers the compete with traditional solution or competitors, okay, that are more focused on the mid and enterprise market. Okay, just to cover advanced capabilities, scalability to support thousands of repositories and thousands of developers at the same time. And then if we want to focus on what is more differential very quickly, prioritization. Other solutions says you have to focus on this, but they are a black box. They don't explain what are the criteria behind the prioritization, and they don't allow to customize the prioritization criteria. With our funnels, you have total transparency, total flexibility. You can build your own stages, your own funnel. You can switch the values and the number of stages and the order and everything. You can build your own funnel. And then the other differential approach is reachability based on actual usage of the components that you are doing that are not actually available in other tools. And this is fundamental just to reduce the noise. This is what saves more time and more effort to the teams. And then the possibility to do everything in a private environment and using the organization resources. And that we support also some deployment scenarios, like we have this SaaS evolution that is a hybrid environment, but we support also on-premises deployment, so we can completely comply with the requirements in any public administration, security, and any type of customer. And all these capabilities and all this model and flexibility at the cost of or much better cost that the traditional solutions focus on these sectors.
So I hope, Arun, the question is answered for you. As I already mentioned, that you can drop if there is any doubt. Okay, he's saying thank you. So it means that question is answered. Thank you, Jesus. So if anyone else is there who wants to ask a question to Jesus, you have 2 minutes. Else, For having a brief demonstration of Xygeni, you can reach out to Meteonic. We have already our LinkedIn page. We have added our Meteonic ID over there. You can connect to us from a different. We are sitting in a different regions also: Pune, Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad. So I guess, is there anything else would you want to add, Jesus, into this, or else you should be ending this session? Do you want to add something? Okay. So, with this, I'm coming to end this session. A big thank you to our speaker today, Jesus. Thank you so much for sharing some valuable insights on the Diogeny part. And thank you everyone for joining this session. We hope you found it informative and insightful. And as I mentioned earlier, also, you can reach out to Meteonic at the Meteonic website, or Meteonic people who are there in this webinar also, to have a brief demonstration. We are there to help you in any form. Like a brief demonstration is there from the this Jesus side also, when we are also there to help you out in the brief demonstration part. So do let us know, and we are here to help you out. Thank you so much, Jesus, for giving us this brief session. Thank you. Have a great
Thank you
day.
very much, Xygeni, and a pleasure. And I hope you have a lot of
Okay.
requests for seeing details or to do some proof of concept or whatever, just to the people can
Okay.
validate and test the solution. Thank you very much.
Okay. Sure. I'll do it. Thank you. Have a great day. Have a great day, everyone.